Good day, viewers. Welcome to Farming 263 podcast, where we talk about farming and anything farming. I'm your host, Lynn Watson, and in today's segment, we are here in Epworth, where we are going to meet a young entrepreneur who's making good products out using indigenous foods. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself to us today. Hello, how are you?
Thank you. Hello, my name is Vankola Chambuera. I'm a 28-year-old young man who is in the food industry. Thank you for having me on the show.
Okay. Can you tell us maybe a brief background about what you did, who you are, so that we get more insight of who Vankola is?
Okay. So I grew up in Epworth predominantly. This is where my mother works. So she works as a nurse at a local clinic, so we stay here. So I grew up here. I attended my primary school in Hatfield, at Whitcomb Primary School, then went on for high school at Masawu High School, Masawu Boys High. Then later on went to university at the University of Zimbabwe to study food science and technology.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's just a bit about myself.
Okay, I can tell that you studied food science because of some of these products that I hear. Can you tell us maybe the name of your company and when you started?
Okay. So the name of the company is Vanik Afro Origins Foods. Vanik. It started as Vanik only, but then when I started thinking about getting into the more indigenous African produce, that's where the Afro origins came from. But predominantly people just refer to it as Vanik Foods.
Vanik Foods?
Yes.
Okay. So why do you choose like indigenous foods?
Indigenous foods, well, mainly I would say because we want to add value to what we have in Africa, particularly in Zimbabwe, value addition, so that the locals can enjoy the benefits, so that we do value addition to that. And then also maybe the other reason is because of the nutrition itself of African foods. Our food is quite nutritious, and most of it, if you really look at it, it's organic. So that's the reason why I would say I ventured into that. And also it's something unique. It's a niche market. It's something that hasn't been explored much as of yet. So that's why I chose the African indigenous ingredients for the products.
Okay. You know how the youth out there are not well versed with indigenous foods, right? They rush for the exotic type of foods. So how have you drawn them to wanting to try out these foods?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. So, growing up as kids, the way we consumed, or actually maybe the older generations, how they consumed African foods, it's quite different from what we have now. With the youth, they want something more contemporary, the traditional way of preparing, like your finger millet to make for salads, or eating this indigenous, it's not quite up to maybe, let's say, the modern culture or the urban culture. So that's the other thing that I was actually looking at. So what I did was I thought I could use these ingredients into contemporary modern products that they are used to. So now that's where your ice creams, your cookies come in. So I think that's how I've tried to lure the youth into eating traditional or indigenous food, because I think what's important is the nutrition and the benefits from them. Then maybe how they are prepared, of course. We also want to maybe keep our culture, our dishes, that's okay. But then for those who are into contemporary items, such as the youth in particular, I thought, this could be the best way to get them trying out the indigenous produce.
Okay, can you tell us maybe some of the indigenous produce that you use for your products?
Okay, so probably I would start with finger millet, Rio.
This one?
Yeah, that's Rio finger millet. Okay. So the other good thing about it is that it's drought tolerant, which means it's in terms of the tropical issues these days, like climate change, we're adding value to them. So when we do not have, when we are not producing some of those crops that need a lot of water, we can then use these drought-tolerant ones during times of drought, yet still enjoy the benefits, the nutritional benefits as well, which are actually much better than some of the crops that we are used to.
Okay.
Then we move on to what else? Then we go to the fruit. I'm using Masawu. This is the Masawu.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, quite organic. Not actually. I don't know if there's someone doing the actual farming, but you can find them maybe in the forest, something like that. So they are organic, which is a good thing. The same thing with Nyii as well. I'm using Nyii as well. So yeah, a hardy crop, a drought tolerant, nutritious, delicious as well, which deserves some light, some limelight, on the main stage. So these are some of the items that I am using.
Okay, so I understand that some of these fruits are seasonal. Right.
Yes.
So how do you continue? How do you do that? How do you continue making? Do you do your products according to a certain season?
Okay. So I think I would say I just started last year, almost a year now, but I've been looking at how to go about it. So probably in season, that's the best. But then you can also use some technical expertise to preserve them. So like, for example, in November, December, during the rainy season, we have our majanje. I have majanje ice cream as well, but then preserving them, I will probably have to turn it into a jam. So that I can have it throughout the year. So it's a balance between making the products in season, then preserving some for the later seasons. But then for other crops, like our starches, like our Zio, you can have them all year round. That's not a problem. Masawu, Nyii, these ones are quite dry produce, so they actually can last throughout the year. You can have them throughout the whole year. So I think preservation, using seasonality. So it's a balance of doing it in season and also preserving them for later seasons. I think that's the approach.
Oh, okay, which is good. So can you tell us maybe some of the produce that you make? Okay,
the products that I make.
Yes.
Probably for the shelf products that you would find in store, I will start with the cookies. So, cookies, people are used to making cookies with just wheat flour.
Wheat flour, exactly.
Yeah, but then with these ones, they actually have a high percentage of Zio in there.
Okay, finger millet.
Finger millet, yeah. Finger millet in there, there's a high percentage of it. So the good thing about it is that it's high in fiber, high in iron as well. So it becomes a more nutritious substitute for the wheat-based cookies. That's one of the products. Okay. And then, also, and I think if you can see, there's a design, a chevron design, and a Zimbabwe bed there.
Yes, yes.
Just that's edible as well. So the idea was something patriotic that gives an identity. When someone consumes these, probably if we get the chance to export, then people can identify that these are from Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, exactly. This is so artistic, I can see.
Yeah.
This is so artistic.
Just trying to balance between the nutrition, the art, and the science as well. So so that's the cookies. Then we have the ice cream. So this is Nyii ice cream made from Nyii soft serve.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we also have Masawu ice cream. I think that's the one right there.
Okay, let me hold it up for you. This one?
Masawu. Yeah. Quite bizarre. People are not used to it.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of questions when I started it. People were just wondering, how can you do that? But after a few tries and over a period of time, I think I found a way to...
Do you dry them?
To dry the Masawu. Well, if it's for later use, I use the ones that are dried. But when they are in season, like now, I use the fresh ones.
Okay.
There isn't much of a difference. Then also, So these are some the ones that we've talked about, the cookies and the ice cream. You can find it on the shelf in retail stores. Then we also have now what you have are samosas.
Okay.
Samosas made from finger millet flour. With a design on the front as well.
I wanted to comment on the design. That is so Zimbabwean. And the leaf is just so artistic.
Yeah. I enjoy the balance between the science and the art. I think I enjoy both sides. I'm artistic, then also I have a scientific side of my brain. So these ones are made from finger millet and wheat. Then the filling, it differs, but usually we have a lot of vegetables in there because they're also trying to fight food loss, food waste. Because you'd find out that a lot of produce, farmers, they work hard, they produce a lot, but sometimes you end up having loss of their produce. Either it rots or whatever happens. So we're trying to get that into the samosas as well, so that people eat nutritionally, and then the farmers also get the full benefit for it. Instead of having losses, we can preserve them and use them in these foods as well. So you have something that is balanced nutritionally, which is good for your health and good for the farmers as well.
Okay, and then I see you've got cake here.
Yeah, that's a cake. Funny enough, that piece of cake, there is no wheat flour in there.
Really?
Yes.
I think you have to prove me wrong. You have to prove me wrong on this one.
There's no wheat flour in there. So what we have inside is a lot of fruit and vegetables. So you would have your carrots in there, and then also that's where the finger millet flour also comes in play. Then what you have are the blueberries. Blueberries are said to help you when you're aging, healthy aging, and also protecting your brain from neurodegenerative diseases. That's good for you. So with this one now, there is low sugar, low carbohydrate, low fat, but still, I believe it's delicious. But anyway, that's up for you to try.
Yes, I
but
think
there's no wheat flour in the end. It's quite nutritious.
I think I can be the chef. I can be the judge of that.
Yeah, you can try that and see if you would enjoy that. And also there's some chia seeds in there as well for nutrition, for your omega-6 fatty acids, which are good for your brain as well.
I think this is a very delicious cake. I can actually have it for my birthday. I'm going to substitute this with Black Forest.
Yeah.
No, this is a very nice cake indeed.
Yeah, and no wheat flour, just delicious. I think it's also important, it's not just about utilizing what we have as indigenous, but also making sure that it's tasty. People shouldn't eat our food out of sentiment, that it's our food. So what I try to do is make sure that the food is also delicious.
Art and tastes good. The art is amazing and tastes good.
Thank you so much for the compliment.
Yeah. I think I should also try this one because I think I think I'm just not used to shio flour.
Yeah.
So this is something that's so different for me. Of which now I'm looking forward to tasting this now because it also got shio flour.
Yeah.
So let me just maybe grab one.
Yeah. So that one is vegetables and meat as well inside.
It tastes really nice.
You think so?
Yeah, I like it.
I'm glad you do.
I think I should go healthy.
Yeah, I think now with these changes, what I'm trying to do, you can eat your food that looks good, that tastes good. That's also good for your body. That's nutritious and healthy without feeling guilty about enjoying the food. Yeah.
Okay. So can I try?
Yeah, you can try. Just open it from the top.
So this, the art we're talking about, like it's got a Zimbabwean bread on it. It's very artistic indeed.
Edible as well.
Edible.
And then there's a jelly filling in it. So I think maybe you taste that there's some
blueberry.
Yeah, that one is a blueberry. But then within that same packet, you have other ones with bitter lemon, bitter orange, and majanje paste as well.
Okay.
So it's just trying to balance out everything.
Well, this is very nice. Guys, you should try this. If you see this in the shelves, guys, run. Sprint for this, guys.
Yeah.
And then I think ice cream, right?
Yeah, ice cream.
This is like Masawu.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my first time trying this.
Yeah.
Tastes really good. Like you can taste the Masawu. It's actually in there. I think I can replace this for this.
Wouldn't be a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah, because you can feel the feeling you like, the feeling that I like in Masawu is actually in there. Which I think this is spot on. I really like this.
So now this is the Nyii flavored ice cream. So this is the Nyii. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, let me try it. It actually tastes like Nyii. I like this a lot. Like, you can tell that this the actual
This is the actual fruit, yeah. So with these ice creams, so actually with all these projects, we don't use any artificial flavorings or whatsoever. It's purely the fruit. If it's Masawu ice cream, you're going to taste Masawu fruit in there because you're using the fruit. If it's Nyii, we're going to use the Nyii as well. And also with these ice creams, there are no chemical additives. Everything is natural. So that's the other thing about them.
No, these ice creams are very delicious, guys, and I think you should also get in touch with them and get your own ice cream and cookies, guys.
And cake.
And cake.
And samosas.
The samosas, guys. So, can you also tell me how has the market out there been appreciating this?
So I started really focusing on these probably, I would say, soon after finishing my university studies. So I finished in around end of 2021. Okay. So from 2022, I had to find out what exactly I wanted to specialize in. So I didn't go for formal employment. I just thought maybe I can try something on my own. Of course, it's a huge risk, but so I've been trying to develop over time. So up until probably last year in December, somewhere, that's when I had come up with a full catalog of these products and settled on indigenous. So up until then, I hadn't been to market. But maybe probably towards the end of last year, that's when I got to market and sampling. So I wanted the product to be good first, then attack the market, start getting into the market. So it's not quite a lot of people who have seen this or who know about it. Because recently that's when I started actually coming out with these products. But the people that have tried them, they've loved them. I've had people come from other countries visiting. I've had them try these. They love them. I've tried these with kids, with the youth, with the older generation. They all love them. So people now, they're actually wondering where they can get these. So the reception has been good, but I think now it's time to then start producing it maybe on a larger scale. But from the people that have tried it, the small sample market, I think it's been good. And actually people from other countries who have seen these, because I started also sharing this on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and other social networks, they want them. There is a craving for these items, and those that have tasted them, I think they can attest to the need for these. People actually want them and need them, and the fact that people are now more focused on eating healthy as well, I think the market will take this well.
So later on in the future, we might see you exporting these things, eh?
Yeah, that's the idea.
I'll guess you said I like them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said people really like your products, right? So where can they get in touch with you for those who also want to know more about some of these products?
Okay.
Are you on LinkedIn, Facebook, and so on?
All right. Yeah. So So I'm on LinkedIn, yes, as Vankola Chambwera, Facebook, Instagram, Vankola Chambwera. Those are probably the main spaces you can find me online. Then maybe you can also get in touch via WhatsApp or on call on 0783-018-532. I'll repeat that again, 0783-018-532. You can get in touch with me on that number. So we do currently, I'm doing deliveries, but in Harare. Mainly in the CBD in town. That's why I'm doing scheduled deliveries. So usually it's a Wednesday and a Saturday that I do deliveries in town. But also where we are right now in Epworth, this is where I'm setting up the shop.
Okay.
Yeah. So now just pending the license, then we can start operating, but almost done with the setup, so they can come to Epworth, the Chiremba shops.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So guys, I guess you've heard his contact details. Please do get in touch with him and follow him. But also I also want to understand, as a young man and a young entrepreneur who started his own business, how has been sponsorship out there? How has it been working for you? Maybe you might empower someone out there who's also watching this segment.
Generally, I would say probably these days it's a bit difficult to be a young person in Zimbabwe due to the economic situation. So I think in terms of support, there are some institutions that have been supportive to me in terms of getting me exposure and stuff like that. So like we worked with the Ministry of Youth. There was a training program that they did. We were trained on business skills. Then also Pelam Zimbabwe has been one of the major supporters for what I do. They also actually got me as a participant in the Good Seed and Food Festival that they did, which brought a lot of exposure even from internationally. So that's been good. But probably with this, it's good, but then you have to do it at scale for it to make sense, for it to really have the impact, because we also want to create jobs for other youths, and we also want everyone to enjoy this, not just people coming to Epworth. We can have these in retail stores in Bulawayo, we can export these. I think it's good quality for export. So now I think that's where the support really is needed in my case, in most cases for young people actually, financing the business, investment. So I would say that's what at this moment, the support that I would kind of need is probably an investment in terms of the finances to build up everything, the facility, so that we can export and supply to different areas around the country, around Africa, around the world.
Okay.
I think that's the issue. Of course, also the other support that I've been having, which gives me confidence, is that I talked to the marketing director from OK Zimbabwe. Actually, he was the one who came forward to me and said, "Yeah, we would like to have you as one of the people that supplies us," which is a good thing. So the support has been there, but then now we have to scale it up, and to get to supply to those stores, you need investment, you need the capital to set it up, because especially with the food business, you have to make sure everything is safe for human consumption because of health. So you can't just start selling it. We have to do the setup, go through the Ministry of Health. So I think that's the issue in terms of market. But also there have been other people who have contacted me. We have access to foreign markets, which is a good thing. So probably at this point, if I can get to finance the business, and many other youths who are doing good, we have good ideas, we have good small businesses, the investment in terms of capital would be a welcome type of support. Yeah.
Okay. That is very good to hear, because I like how you've got support, and also you're also looking ahead of what you want to do later on in the future. Of which This is something that's very motivational to a lot of young people out there who also want to try their own business out there. So do you have any parting words maybe for young people, 1 or 2 words for the young people out there who also want to try and take the leap of faith to start their own business soon after school?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of different, you know, as soon as you finish school, probably the best would be to get a job. But we all know that there are not enough jobs at the moment. So sometimes you may be forced into starting your own business. So my parting words would be just stay prepared. And if you feel like you have the capacity to do something, you should do it. If you feel like you can make a change, do it. The main reason I do this is because I feel within my giftings, within my capabilities, I am more of a leader. So there needs to be light and salt out there to make a difference. I'm willing to take that risk. It may take time for it to pay off, but I believe in the long run, when you're doing something right, the returns will show over time. So if you want to do it, probably you're going to have to be patient, but it's worth it. You know, there's a form of contentment that you have. Like for me, I have the contentment that I did my best. I'm doing my best. So whatever comes in the future, I won't have any regrets that at least I should have done this. So if you're young people, don't give up. Follow your dreams, do the best that you can, try to make a change for others, try to help others. It's not all about yourself. Of course, the renewal, you know, you have to get the money as well to sustain yourself and help others. So if you get into this space, it's actually a good way. If you do it right, the payoff is going to be good. So I think those are my parting words.
Okay, I think you've said it for yourself, guys, that agriculture is a very broad sector. You can also add value to other produce out there, right? So please do not be afraid to take the leap of faith to just add produce to your things. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. And also, I'd like to apologize for the noise and feedback out there. We are kind of in a busy setup. Bye, till we meet again next time.